VAUGHN REALE, 6 North Mansfield Avenue. And I'd like to comment about last Thursday, October 9th's commission meeting. And I want to forget about the fact that I hired the CFO, Lisa McLaughlin, to automate our general ledger in 2003 when it was being done on paper, so it was ripe for graft. Also, let's forget about the fact that I attended Blessed Sacrament with her and Holy Spirit High School, and that she's a born and bred local. And I see her in church on every Sunday. And she's one of the most irritatingly principled person that I know, and is also highly, has a highest level of integrity that you can imagine. Forgetting all those things, this 22-year city employee, the CFO, whose audits for the most recent 2 years had 0 comments, perfect audits. I don't know how many cities in the state of New Jersey can claim that, but I can tell you it's a very small minority. She's under threat of removal. And the main charge when I read this is that she unsuccessfully attempted to enter a city-owned computer of a subordinate who had been out for 3 days so she could obtain any outstanding purchase orders to avoid any late penalties or fees, to make sure things were running as efficiently, operating as efficiently as she has been doing for 22 years. And she admitted to this because it was a sanctioned behavior under the prior business administrator, yet she's under threat of removal. On October 9th, in the video, and I was here, it indicates our new BA hired a private investigator without the knowledge of Commissioner Blumberg or consent. And Mayor and Commissioner Horn, you guys didn't validate whether you had knowledge or consent either. The same video, Commissioner Blumberg, and let it be on the record, we seldom see eye to eye, Commissioner, but Ray, I am lockstep with you on this one. These allegations, according to him on the record, appear retaliatory and incorrect, and reading them, I see it, yet the city's still proceeding. This is awful. I can only assume that your legal team's getting ready for a countersuit, because when you look at your ordinance creating the BA position, it states the following, and this is ordinance 2007-24 that creates the BA position. By the way, when you read these, shall means must. The municipal administrator shall be under the supervision and control of each member of the Board of Commissioners, as it shall relate to the departments directly under their control. As part of their duties, must supervise and coordinate the administration of all departments and offices in consultation with the commissioner of each respective department. I don't see any of that happening here because Mr. Blumberg didn't know anything about this. So I'm sure you're going to get countersuits. Now, with that said, the new BA's been here for 11 months. In 11 months, he's got a 22-year veteran employee with perfect audits under a file of complaint for removal and a $500,000 suit against Commissioner Blumberg. It's not the way we behave in Margate, not with a born and bred local. The best analogy I can think of, and I'm almost done, guys, the best analogy I can think of is 3 owners, because you are in a Walsh form of government. You're 3 CEOs operating independently. The best analogy I can think of is 3 investors buy a building, and that building's being run by a great accountant that always makes the numbers fit. And then he decide to hire a guard dog. And within the first 11 months, the guard dog bites the accountant, bites one of the owners. Eventually, that means you got to get rid of the guard dog. Because if you don't, what's to say the dog doesn't turn on you? And if you don't think your other employees are saying, hey, am I next to have a private investigator investigate me? Because apparently there's no control. He can do it without department's consent. And I know there's some issues because she's a CFO, so it crosses departments. But if you think that nuance is going through the rest of these employees, hey, am I next? Are you next? It's just not the way we behave, guys, not in Margate. You don't hire a private investigator around the back of the commissioner whose department it's in. My recommendation is get rid of the guard dog before he does any more damage, because it's going to be more damage. You will have counter lawsuits here. That's it. I'm done, and I'm really disappointed. Thank you.
With respect to comments on anything with respect to specific employees or potential litigation, I just ask you not to comment on those type of things. Thank you.
The idea, the fundamental idea that you have somebody suing you for $500,000 and you're going to charge up the hill behind the person suing you to go after a 22-year veteran employee. There's just no way that makes any common sense at all. By doing this, you're opening the floodgates for the person who's suing the city to do all sorts of additional research, already hired a private investigator on the city's dime. So how that information is going to be used for his personal lawsuit, this is nuts. This is absolutely insane. I've been in a bunch of different businesses. I've worked for public entities. I've never seen anything like this where an employee who's in the middle of a lawsuit is given so much access to every record that you have. That you might as well just hand him a check. Just hand him a check. That's all.
I, too, am going to comment on the suit against Lisa McLaughlin, brought on by our less than 1 year tenured business administrator. He has 2 suits against people within our city within a year, one against Commissioner Blumberg and now one against the CFO. At a cost of an investigation to the city at a cost of $5,000, which was not approved by, at very least, not approved by Commissioner Blumberg, the department head of Lisa. He has a history of harassment and retaliation. Allegedly, there was a suit in Galloway against him. So it goes to, a pattern that we see in the business administrator. Commissioner Blumberg, who Lisa was a direct report to, as Vaughn had mentioned, under the Walsh Act, it's like there are 3 CEOs, one of each department. He had no prior knowledge and did not approve prior to this suit being filed. He refers to Lisa McLaughlin as an exemplary employee. He's been here as commissioner for 19 years. He's overseen her department for 15 years. That speaks volumes. Lisa, I've known for a very long time. She's a lifelong member of our community. She's loyal, she's honest, she's a hard worker, and I know her. She would never do anything to jeopardize A, her reputation, B, her integrity, and C, her license. I urge you guys to please drop this lawsuit, stop the harassment, and in my opinion, I would recommend you investigate and terminate the business administrator. Thank you for your time.